It becomes very clear what the shepherd is trying to communicate when you see people come by and actually stoop down to greet him. In this case, it's easier to see some signs of fear in this dog. He is a pretty confident guy, and he can be quite assertive, but when faced close up, we see him waver. We see him vacillate. We see his ambivalence. Notice that his ears go back briefly. His body shifts back a little bit too as his tension increases. A safe assumption would be to assess that his reactivity is most likely based in fear. He's probably also frustrated by his confinement. His behavior is being reinforced because when he displays aggression, he's saying, "Get away from me," and then the people leave. So that is, in effect, rewarding his reactivity at the barrier. This is operant learning in that his behavior is reinforced by the immediate consequence of the behavior. The person immediately leaving is rewarding to him. His behavior worked to make them go away, so he's going to be more likely to bark and lunge again. And he will continue to display that aggression. Did you see him freeze when I was down there, stooped down beside him? It's important to also recognize that he's learning in another way as well, emotionally through classical conditioning. The negative emotions that he's experiencing when people are there are only getting more intense and more entrained. And yes, this sort of thing happens all the time in shelters. And yes, the shepherd's behavior is affecting the dog in the next run. Remember the concept of emotional contagion. It's a form of emotional transfer among animals and people that causes us to shift upon perceiving the state of another, to shift in that same direction. And it can multiply both negative and positive emotions in groups of animals.